Hello and welcome to the WIHS Journal Public Affairs program. I'm Jerry Williams. Well, Connecticut has a handful of professional comedy club venues, and one of them is the Funny Bone. And that's where I caught up with comedian Frank Caliendo. He's not only funny, but he's also a man of many voices. Meet comedian Frank Caliendo, happening now on the WIHS Journal. It's news and public affairs.
Hey, it's Frank Caliendo, pretending to be John Gruden, Morgan Freeman, President Donald Trump, former President Joe Biden. You're listening to 104.9 WIHS, your station for hope and encouragement.
And that was Frank Caliendo. We are at the Funny Bone, folks. They call it Funny Bone in Hartford, but we're actually in Manchester, Connecticut.
You think you're in one place, they try to get you to believe you're in one spot, and then you're in another spot. But we got here. We figured it out.
Frank, take us back to your humble beginnings. Where were you born and raised, and what was it like coming up as a child?
I was born in Chicago, Illinois, right outside of Chicago, in a place called Elmwood Park, Illinois. My parents moved with the rest of us, because kids move with their families usually, to Waukesha, Wisconsin when I was 4. So I grew up right outside of Milwaukee. That was most of my life.
Are you a Packers fan?
State law to be a Packers fan. So if you're not, although my family was, Italians in Chicago, and they're all, Frankie, you got to root for the Bears. You got to root for the Bears. Well, I'm up here. We'll get in trouble rooting for the Bears, So we're big Packer fans growing up. I mean, if there's one team, I guess it would still be the Green Bay Packers would be the leaders. But I live in Phoenix, Arizona, so I've got some Cardinals stuff. But I know so many people in the NFL and around the NFL now. It's hard to root against people that kind of thing.
How long you been in Phoenix now?
My daughter's 19, so 19 years. We moved there after she was born.
Hottest temperature you ever experienced in Phoenix?
121 maybe, 119, 121, somewhere in there. Yeah. Hot enough where the planes couldn't take off. I know that.
Tires melting or on the verge of melting.
They can't get up in the air. It's just too hot.
Incredible. When did the comedy bug first hit you? Take us back. How did that all happen? And that genesis?
I was a super quiet kid, so yeah, I was not very social. I'm still probably not that much, according to my wife. But I grew up just super quiet. Somewhere around 5th, 6th grade, I started doing like impressions of friends and teachers and stuff like that. And it just kind of evolved. I went to college for broadcast journalism, and I didn't like being the interviewer, not your side. I would like to be on the other side. So I was like, maybe I could figure out some way to do that. And I always liked watching Robin Williams, old school Jonathan Winters, and comedians on The Tonight Show, that type of thing with Johnny Carson. I thought, well, maybe I could get to that. So that's really what I wanted to do, which is one of my problems in life. Is I reached one of my goals, which was to do that. I didn't really know. Do I want to be an actor? I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to, sit on the chair next to Leno or somebody like that, and that I got there. So my goal is just to have fun and not, work for real. But to get to that point, I had to work really hard. So I graduated that degree in broadcast journalism. Never really did anything with it, but it's good that I got it because, coming up now, things have changed quite a bit with social media and stuff like that. But coming up, I always knew more about radio stations than some of the people on the air did. They're like, how do you know that? I'm like, I went to school for this. Yeah. But that's kind of my evolution. I grew up a kid playing sports. I was a catcher, so behind the plate, I'd talk to the hitters and the umpire and mess with them. That was I'd get a rapport with them and kind of mess around, try and throw the batters off. Not really with trash talk, but kind of just get in their heads a little bit. So that's kind of where I honed a lot of this stuff. I used to work at an indoor baseball, softball place. And I would, give out tokens and hand out the tokens for kids to come, or adults to hit at the batting cages. And one of the guys that worked alongside me, Craig Counsell, who's now the manager for the Chicago Cubs, was the Brewers manager. My brother used to throw him batting practice all the time. So there were some Major League Baseball players that came out of there. None of them were me. 0-2 a player is what I was.
If you're just joining us, we are with Frank Caliendo, man of many voices. Who were some of your biggest influences as far as coming up in?
Robin Williams was huge. Jonathan Winters, who was before him, was like a character guy. Yeah. Saturday Night Live. When I was in high school, In Living Color was on. So there was Jim Carrey and Damon Wayans. And, the Wayans brothers, all that stuff. I learned to talk like Damon Wayans. People couldn't believe I could do that one. Jim Carrey, of course. Okay, there. I love those characters they did on In Living Color, and that was the time where you're in high school, and you just loved going against the grain, and that's what In Living Color did. So I really enjoyed that kind of stuff.
I am from East Oakland, California, and I must say the Raiders are dear to my heart. And of course, John Madden, he was beloved. I got to hear some John Madden.
Yeah, the things that you hear and the things that you think about and the things that you remember, those are the type of things that stay with you forever. And the things that you don't hear, well, you don't remember them because you never heard them.
That was just standard John Madden.
What was it about Brett Favre?
I mean, Brett Favre is the Brett Favreness of Brett Favre. I mean, without Brett Favre, there wouldn't be Brett Favre, and then the universe wouldn't be the same.
He had that all Madden team, all that kind of stuff, the guys who would get dirty, and Brett Favre was the type of guy to just go out there, and he played quarterback like a middle linebacker. He just looked crazy, right? And he would just go and do a gunslinger, throw the ball all over the place, and Madden loved that. He was the perfect guy for Madden at the time.
How many voices do you do, or have you lost count?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those
things. I stopped counting a long time ago.
Yeah, it's like what do you count? Do you count cartoon characters? Do you count? So I have no idea.
Are you working on anything new currently?
There's always something. There's a Billy Bob because of Landman. Try to figure that out something here. There's always something to make better. Rob Gronkowski was one that I was just on the Rich Eisen show, and Gronk was on the side of me, and he was talking to me like
Yeah.
So we're working on getting a better Gronk. Those types of things, they're kind of niche things, so it's hard because people are so segmented in what they listen to and watch. As far as audiences go, demographics are not the same. Used to be when I was growing up, people watched 3 to 10 channels, right? Now people don't even watch TV. People don't even. You watch Netflix, you might never see something in your algorithm that somebody else is being pitched at. That you have no idea that even exists. So it's different. It's very different to try and find. That's why I do the political characters first in my act, is because everybody sees Donald Trump, everybody sees Joe Biden, everybody sees Barack Obama, everybody sees George W. Bush, everybody sees those people. And it's not about the politics of it at all. I stay away from that, but it's about just having a common ground for everybody that's there to know.
Right. Joe Biden.
Folks, come on. What are we doing with the guy with the thing? I'd have to tell you.
No, come on. What? Sure, tell us. Why don't you? You see how John Harbaugh has basically the same voice? The New York Giants. He's like coherent Biden is what he is. So it's almost younger Joe Biden. So it's an interesting thing where some voices are very similar. Like you can take Kermit the Frog, hi ho Kermit the Frog, bring it down, and it becomes John C. Reilly. Add some Fozzie Bear, Waka Waka Waka. Yeah. You get that. You get Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that's kind of thing that you did there out of Little Texas. So there's all these voices. If you can control the muscles and stuff in your throat, close certain things off. It's like playing like a trumpet or something like that to close off certain valves to reroute the air, and that's what you do with your throat, and you get this muscle memory.
Morgan Freeman.
Yes. Truth of the matter is, I had no idea you were going to say that at that second.
Shaq once looked at me and he goes, that's pretty good. I can't believe we're doing Morgan Freeman. I go, because the voice is so low. He goes, well, that and other things. So he was great. I was doing a podcast with Shaq, and I got him to do a Donald Trump impression. One of the funniest things to watch Shaq do. Luxurious, tremendous, fantastic. So funny when he was doing that.
Wow. Well, listen, before I close, if there's someone out thinking about doing comedy and they're a little leery, a little afraid to launch, any advice?
The only advice is just go up and do it. Just go up and expect to not. Don't look for the laughs. Just go up there and try and be. It's harder than you think even. But if you're looking for the laughs and they're not there, you'll start to get discouraged and people will feel that. So just go up there and try and have fun. Smile. If you're bombing, just laugh at the fact that you're bombing. But if you think you're going to go up there and do great and you don't, people feel that. You start to sweat. You get this awkwardness. So just go up there and just laugh it off. And eventually, People won't even care if you're not good and you're kind of having fun doing it. They'll be like, oh, that's interesting. I mean, wow, he's got something.
Yeah.
It's when somebody looks like they're really trying to get the laugh and it's not getting there, and that you can feel, oh, this guy's nervous. This is scary. I feel bad for him. As soon as somebody feels bad for you, that's a problem. If they feel like, oh, this guy's just up there having fun. He's not good, but I didn't start to feel bad for him. They'll sit and watch.
Close me out with my coach.
You think of a way to end an interview and a way to start the interview. Basically, it's the same thing, but in reverse. And that's how I think of that. So you start and you end, and either way, there's silence on one side, silence on the other side, and then boom, there you go.
He's Frank Caliendo. Where are you headed next, brother?
I am going to Wisconsin for a couple dates, and then I don't even know yet. I'm somewhere 2 hours north of Dallas, a little casino in Oklahoma. But frankonstage.com is where everything you can find me.
He's Frank Caliendo. Thank you, brother.
Hey, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Go get him tonight.
I'll do my best.
And once again, that was comedian Frank Caliendo. If you would like more information about what you heard today, call WIHS 860-346-1049, 860-346-1049. I'm Jerry Williams for the WIHS Journal. It's news and public affairs.